Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the What the Football channel. This is the BH and Scrubber Show. We're coming out a little late because the global headquarters for What the Football got destroyed by the hurricane. Not really, but we were out of electricity for a long time, and we're just getting back. And we are doing a preview for the Commanders versus Baltimore, and it's going to be being played in Baltimore, which kind of like a home game, I guess. Hopefully,
Yeah,
our fans will fill their stands. And yeah, the Commanders, our injury list isn't too bad. Safety Tyler Owen is out, and B Rob is out. And I think Jordan McGee is still on the pup list. And other than that, I believe everybody else is in. I had some concern for Quan Martin, but I
yeah,
believe he is good. And
yeah.
yeah, so BH, welcome.
Hey, man, glad to be here, man. Yeah, that was good about Quan Martin, man. I think that was more of a neck stinger than a head injury. I think when I saw it, I thought, oh man, it's gonna be one of those concussion things, and no one makes the concussion protocol after 1 week. So,
Mhm.
he was playing good. So, man, we need that guy in there. And then the other good news is, with Tyler Owens, he's just on special teams, but he's a good young player, but it's just a shin injury. It's just one of those things he's just going to have to work through. He'll be fine. But the good news also is F.A. Obata has been brought up to the roster. I don't know if he'll be able to play. He may be inactive depending on, how it goes. They got to figure the strengths and weaknesses for each of their things. Uh, and then for the Ravens, not too bad. They got a lot of questionables. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see for them. Usually questionable means you play, but when you got a lot of people that are questionable, some of those guys are out or inactive for that game.
Mhm.
Um, but the big one being like Broderick Washington. He's a big old guy in the middle. He's not super great, but he is part of the rotation, and we know that defensive tackle rotation is important because your top two guys might be good, but if they're playing 78% of the snaps, they're going to wear down. They're big old boys, so he's out. And then, guys are dinged up like Ronnie Stanley, who's an excellent left tackle, but I'm sure he's going to play. Now, Marlon Humphrey, their very good corner,
Mhm.
he is got an ankle issue. He has not practiced much at all. Pretty ginger. He's their top DB, so let's keep an eye on him both before the game and during. You never know; he may have some problem. He's got a pretty weak ankle going on, much like I think like B Rob's knee. It's sometimes you just got to rest a guy. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think both units looking pretty strong, quite frankly, from the
Yeah.
injury standpoint. So
Yeah. I thought their offensive line was a little weak due to some of those kind of questionable and then unspecified. I don't know where they come up with these things, and then some of them are just blank next to their name. There's like
yeah,
out, blank, questionable, unspecified. So they need to nail that down a little better as far as I'm concerned.
and their O line. They've historically had good O lines. This
Hmm.
one is pretty good, but not great like the past. They got a couple holes, got a guy, couple, some their center is like all world. Now we went up against a Ethan Posick last week for Cleveland, and he was on the weak side. Well, now we get the other side of it. So he's pretty good, but they got their guards are struggling a little. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So
Yeah.
well, let's see. Let's look at it from our offense versus their defense. Number one, their D is number one in the league against the run. They're tough. I mean, they have like the lowest yards per, like 77 yards per game. So that's no joke. They play really good. They play a 3-4. Got some great guys on that line. Their linebackers are super active and get after it. You got Roquan
Hmm.
is out there, and so yeah, that's they're pretty tough. I'm going to admit it. Now, on the flip side, their pass D is like terrible. I mean, they're worse than us. I hate to say it,
Yeah.
but I think we've given up 10 passing touchdowns. They've given up 9, but the total yards is like almost 350 more total yards, and yards per pass attempt is like theirs is higher than ours. It's pretty high, and ours is trending down. I will say for our guys, all of our stats, a lot of that got accumulated in the first 3 games. If you take the next 2 games, it's a different story. So, like you were saying, we're 28th and 29th and everything. Well, now we're like 18th, 23rd. So we're doing better. So yeah, so sometimes I wonder. I'm not saying they don't. There's that their run D is smoke and mirrors or anything. But when you got such a terrible pass D, why would you run? Yeah. Right. Sometimes that's how those stats play out. Sometimes your pass D looks great. Well, yeah, because your front seven's dog shit, and people just run on you all day. So, but I think that is the true thing. But I don't think we're going to give up on the run game. And like we talked about prior to the Cleveland game, we said it has to be a step up from the other 3 guys, and we used like a 3-headed monster with B-Rob out there, with Austin Eckler out there. And so now Chris Rodriguez has to come into the mix. So I think Rodriguez, along with with Eckler and oh gosh, why do I always forget our other great McNichols? I think they'll be fine, and I don't think coach is going to give up on running. Good. We're going to run the ball. Yeah, they're going to run. They're going to mix it up, and they're going to use Jayden out of the backfield to do like he does, get some quick, easy first downs, make them chase him from one sideline to the next. And we do have an opportunity, though. This could be a big passing game. You could see a 300-yard passing game if they really come up and stuff it and blitz. They're very good at blitzing. Kyle Van Noy he's a menace. Yeah, he is and he's really good. I mean, that guy's been around and he's still really good. So he's someone you got to watch out for. But we may find ourselves. I think we will attack through the air, and I think we'll have success through the air. So we could see some fireworks in that regard. This will be Jayden's stiffest test. So once again, he's learning in increments. And you said it's a great thing that we didn't start this season having to go up against going into Dallas and then going into Baltimore or something. We got to start fairly easy, and he has been there. Everyone really has. Everyone's growing. So, but it's a good thing they're growing because this is a real deal football team, and it's in Baltimore. So this is as big as it gets for us this year. Yeah, it looks good for our offense. Actually, both of these offenses are the top 2 offenses in the NFL. Like I said, it was nice to see some Washington Commander fans travel up to Baltimore. I don't really see this as an away game. It's so close. Not this year, but the 2 previous years we played against Baltimore in the preseason, so we're kind of familiar with them. They're a powerhouse offense. Of course, they've got their pretty much 3-headed monster. They've got Lamar Jackson. They've got King Henry, and they've got that Justice Hill guy. And that's a running nightmare for our team, especially for a defense that doesn't do very well against the run. So our defense does not do well against the run, kind of. So especially against somebody like them. So to me, and plus their tight ends are really good. If Mark Andrews shows up, they'll do good. And then their other tight end, Isaiah Likely, he's really good. They've been going to him a lot more. They're going to have to cover those 2. And then really their wide receivers are, Zay Flowers, and I forget the other guy's name, but they got like Nelson Aguilar in there and stuff. Yeah. Wow. That's Zay is going to get a lot of the tosses. So if we can just double up on him, everybody else should be easy to be taken care of. They're going to try and run that ball down our throat probably early on. We're going to have to stop that run. Then they're going to probably spread us out, trying to get Lamar getting some passes downfield. We really need to avoid the explosive plays. We can't let them do that. So it's the same play as like the last couple of weeks. Keep those quarterbacks in the pocket, but not for too long. Collapse that pocket, make them throw, make them
make a bad throw. I think he's only thrown one interception
Yeah.
so far this year, so he's been doing really good. So, but
Yeah.
you can't let him throw on the run. We need an interception this week. We have 0 interceptions on our defense. None.
0.
That's terrible. And
That's
so
terrible.
this week would be a good week to start that. Maybe a fumble. One of the biggest things I think our defense needs to do is at least make 2 or 3 drive stops. That'll really help because we're probably going to go neck and neck. They'll go down and score. We'll go down and score. They'll go down and score. We'll go down and score. So if we can stop them, especially early on in the game, so our offense can get the lead and kind of hang on to that lead, that'll give us spirit. That'll give us, some confidence. But getting out ahead is crucial. So it's the battle of the defenses, if you ask me. Which defense is going to be better? And they're both about even. They're middle of the road defenses and 2 great offenses. So that's how I see it. I just keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket, make him make mistakes, stop the run. That'll win the game. Should be no problem.
It's going to be tough stopping that run. We got a real challenge because I went back and watched all 22 of our pass games, and man, they opened up some holes. Running backs. One good thing we did against Kyler Murray, like he only had 3 yards. I don't know that Deshaun Watson had. He wasn't really able to break out. So that bodes well. I mean, Lamar Jackson's a whole other cat. He's the best at it. But the fact that we already seem to do pretty good with it with those guys, keeping that containment, that bodes well for us. But we'll just have to hit on all cylinders. And this game, it might be one of those 41-38, 45-42s. It really could be. And the last team on the field driving down, probably end up being the winner.
Yeah. 51 point over and under.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, man, take the over. So anyway, but really this game is nice. It's nice. This is not a must-win game. And usually by this part of the season for this team last 3 or 4 years, it's always a must-win. Mm-hmm. This isn't a must-win. This is a game to really to challenge yourself as a team and to really, we've got something good going on here. And I don't know what the final result's going to be, but I want our team to show some pride. I want them to show poise. And I want them to stick to what they do, win or lose, and be who they are. I don't want to see any unraveling. Even if we lose, I want to see them being who they are and no coming apart at the seams. In any situation, because when you get tested, that's tough. So we will be tested, but you'll be there.
Yep.
You'll be calling the game. So man, everybody tune in. Scrubber's getting the game. He's going to be calling it, pop it on. You might be in church, just get the earbud in and
there you go.
Listen to Scrub will be calling it. Just so I'll be there in the chat. So big game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Game of the week for a lot of people out there, dude, which is hard to believe, man. Coming from where this team's been the last 4 years, to already people talking about this is a game of the week, the game they're all looking forward to. Yeah. Not just Washington fans, a lot of other people. So pretty exciting.
I heard somebody say they should flex it, but I think they said that CBS put the clamp down on it, said they weren't going to give it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they were smart. And so it usually wouldn't be on in my neck of the woods, but it is. So I get it on CBS tomorrow, and I can't wait to call that game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Good.
All right. We good?
Yep. It really is. Yeah, man. All right. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.